Hey everybody, this is Dominic, and in this video I'm going to talk about something that I think confuses a lot of people when they first start using G Suite, and that is, how do I keep my personal Google account separate from my G Suite account? You're going to fall into this situation if you're someone who has a personal Google account but also has a CVTC Google account. It can get really confusing trying to manage two of them. You may have been in a situation where you clicked on a link and you got the message that said you don't have access to this. And you think, well, I'm signed into Google, what's the problem? And usually the problem is you're trying to open that link with your personal Google account instead of your CVTC Google account. Now, I know this can get really frustrating, really confusing. And in this video, I'm just going to show you a tip on how to manage multiple Google accounts. So, right now, here I am on my desktop. And in order for me to make this work, the first step is you have got to use Chrome. Chrome is a Google product, and it is going to allow us to move between Google accounts really easily. So, I'm going to open Chrome right now on my computer. Now, for this demonstration, what I've done is I've basically reset my Chrome. So that's a fresh install, basically. There's no personal stuff about me in here yet, because I want to demonstrate how you would do this if you've never signed into Chrome before. And that's a key thing about what this video is all about, is I'm going to sign into Chrome. I'm not going to sign into my Google Drive, okay? So I've opened Chrome. And in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see this little icon right here, the little silhouette icon. Now, it's possible that you already have an account that's signed into Chrome. If you do, you can mouse over and just see if a user pops up there. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on that icon. And I'm going to go down here to Manage People. I'll click on that. This is going to show you any user accounts that have been created for Chrome on your computer. Okay. Right now, the only user that's here is the default one that it automatically creates for you. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a person. I'll click Add Person, and it's going to ask you to give that person a name. Maybe I'll call this one Dominic, and I'll call it, I'll say Dominic, and I'll say personal in parentheses. I'm not going to worry about an avatar because it's actually going to pull in my Google account avatar that I have for my personal Google account in just a moment. I can create a desktop shortcut for this user. That's actually really useful, and you'll see why a little bit later, but I'm going to keep that checked. I'll click on Add. Okay. So now, notice what's happened here. Look down in my toolbar down here. You'll see that now there are two different Chromes open. And what's happened is it's opened a new window for Chrome for this new user that I've created. If I drag this window down, you'll see here's the other Chrome window that I had started with. Now here's the new one. And if I go over to the same silhouette, you'll see it says Dominic Personal on it. Okay, so I've basically made a new Chrome user. Now, the next step's really important. You'll see that it's asking me if I want to sync my account. Now, what this means is I've created this new user, and Chrome wants to know, do I want to sync this new user with a Google account, a Gmail account? Okay, so I'm going to say, yeah, let's turn on sync. Now, when I do this, it's going to ask me, okay, could you please sign in with your Google account that you want to sync up with this new user that you just made for Chrome? Now, I call this Dominic Personal. So I'm going to sign in with my personal Google account. So that's going to be that one. And I'll sign in with my password. And I have two-step authentication, which means that I have to actually hit yes on my phone in order for it to let me sign in. I highly recommend you get two-step authentication to make your account more secure. Okay, so now it has synced up my personal Google account with this user that I made in Chrome. And now it's going to ask me one more question. It's going to ask me, would I like to pull in my bookmarks and my page history and my passwords that my Google account remembers? Okay, so what this means is if I'm on other devices where I sign in to Chrome with my Google account, and on those devices I bookmark a page, I visit this page, I put in a password, and I tell Chrome to remember it, all of that information goes up into my Google account in the cloud. And then if I go over to another computer and I sign into Chrome, it'll say, hey, we have all this information that you've used on other computers. You want us to pull that down so you can use it here too? And so that's incredibly useful. So I'm going to say yes, turn that on. And you'll see that in a moment, my bookmarks are going to pop in. It might take just a moment for them to pop in. There it goes. Okay, so now you see all my bookmarks up here are populated. Now, something else really cool has just happened. You may not realize it. Up here in the upper right-hand corner, I'm signed into Chrome. Notice that the avatar, remember I talked about the avatar, it's changed to my personal Google account avatar. It pulled that in when I signed in with my Gmail account. But also notice right here, I'm signed in to my Google account. I'm signed in to my Google Drive. I can click on the Google Apps icon here, go to Drive, and I can access my Google Drive. Now, why? Because when I signed in to Chrome and I connected my Google account to it, up in the cloud it remembers, oh yeah, that's your personal Google account. We'll go ahead and sign you into your personal Google Drive while we're at it. Awesome. That's great. It makes my life a little bit easier. Okay. Now, and really quick, let me see. So notice also, remember at the very beginning I said, go ahead and make a desktop shortcut for me? Well, right here on the desktop, look, there is a Chrome shortcut and there's my personal Google account avatar right there. What that means is, if I close out of all the Chromes here, I'll close out of the default one, my personal one. If I double click that, it's going to launch Chrome, and it's going to launch it with my personal Google account already signed into it. A little bit slow right now, I think, because I'm doing this video. It's taking a little bit of time. Okay. Now, what if I want to have my CVTC account? I'm going to go through the same process, really. I'm going to click on the little avatar up here in Chrome. I'm going to click on Manage People. You'll see there's the default guy, and there's my personal. I'm going to add person. We're going to do the same process. This time I'm going to say Dominic, and I'll do CVTC in parentheses. Hit Add. It's going to add a new user called Dominic CVTC, and it's going to ask me the same question. Do you want to sync this with a Google account? Yes, I do. Turn on sync. It's going to have me sign in. This time I'm going to put in my CVTC email and password. Hit next. And oops, did I do that correctly? Hold on. Try that again. There we go. Okay. Put in my password. Of course, I have a long, complicated password because I want my account to be secure. And of course, I have two-step authentication on this account also because I want it to be secure. Okay, so now it's going to connect my account, and I'm going to tell it, yes, pull in my bookmarks, pull in my passwords, make my life easier. I'll turn that on. You should only turn that on if you're on a personal device, a device that you know you'll keep secure. I do not recommend doing that on a public computer. That's important to keep in mind. Public computers, generally, I would just avoid signing into Chrome altogether. You know, you can sign into your Google Drive, do what you got to do, and then when you're done, make sure you sign out of it. Okay, and it's loading up some of my extensions. That's another benefit. If you use Chrome extensions, by signing into Chrome, it will pull those extensions in. So you can see, like, I have this eyedropper extension that I like to use. It pulled that in. And so up here, I've got my CVTC bookmarks. I'm signed in to my CVTC Google account. I can go to my CVTC Google Drive with my team drives and all that good stuff in there. Now, if I close out of Chrome right now, actually, I'll just minimize it. You'll see that, look, I now have two different Chrome shortcuts, one with my personal and one with my CVTC. This is how we have multiple Google accounts on a single computer and we make life easy. If I'm sitting down to work and I know I'm going to be doing CVTC work, I'm going to open my CVTC Chrome. I'm going to leave my personal Chrome alone. I don't need to mess with it right now. And I could have both of them open. Look, if you look at my taskbar down below, you see I have both of them open. That's great. I'll go over to my personal and I'll fire up some music on Google Play Music because I subscribe to that with my personal account. And then over here on my CVTC one, I'll go sign into Canvas and I'll start working on some stuff in Canvas. And when I want to pull in stuff from my Google Drive, I know it's going to pull from my CVTC Google Drive. So hopefully this helps you understand how Chrome can be used to keep separate Google accounts on one computer and still keep things very organized. So play around with that. I highly recommend checking that out. I'll link some more resources in regards to how to keep multiple Google accounts on a single computer. But obviously reach out to me if you have any questions about it. So thank you for watching.